right now. Eyewitness Sports.
We've got a new state champion in the Mohawk Valley. That's the Frankfort-Schuyler Maroon Knights. It was the Lionel Colthurst show on Saturday morning as Frankfort-Schuyler football completely dominated Moravia in the 8-man state championship. He recorded 6 touchdowns on the day. One of his touchdowns was on a punt fake where he ran 70 yards to the house. Then he added the 2-point conversion. The Maroon Knights were completely toying with the Blue Devils. They walked away from this one victorious with a score of 70-28. Whitesboro also played in the Class A state championship Friday night, but they couldn't handle Section 1 Salmers. They lost for the second year in a row, 51-27. But that wraps up high school football for the fall season. The Mohawk Valley teams overall had a pretty solid year. And I guess you could count Syracuse football into that group of having a successful season as well. The College Football Playoff Committee announced yesterday that the Orange have one more game to play before their season wraps up. Yesterday, it was announced that Syracuse, who finished their regular season 9-3 under first-year head coach Fran Brown, will play in the DirecTV Holiday Bowl against Washington State. This game will be in San Diego, California on December 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This is the 29th bowl game in Cuse football history. There was a lot of action with the college football playoff over the weekend, too. With Syracuse beating Miami in their season finale, that allowed Clemson to then play for the ACC championship against SMU this past Saturday, which they went on to win. And with that, both Clemson and SMU earned a spot in the college football playoff, beating out Alabama of the SEC. It's all a ripple effect, and I would bet that Syracuse is pretty happy their name is being thrown around in this positive light. But shifting our attention to the MLB offseason now, you might remember me talking about Juan Soto a few months ago as he was playing in the World Series for the New York Yankees. Well, he's on the move. The New York Mets are the next destination for the superstar 26-year-old. Yesterday, it was announced that Soto signed for 15 years and $765 million. That is the largest deal in professional sports history. This contract includes an opt-out and no deferred money. So if Soto opts out of his deal, the Mets can void it and increase his annual salary by $4 million. That would make his salary $55 million. The Dominican Republic native also notched a $75 million signing bonus as well. The Mets were the runners-up in the National League this past season after falling to eventual World Series champs in the Los Angeles Dodgers. But Soto will be a great addition for the Mets. This contract announcement makes me think I should have taken those softball lessons a little more serious when I was younger. But that's all for Eyewitness Sports tonight. Thomas, what you got next?
Thank you, Gretchen. Coming up next after the break in tonight's Political Minute, News Nation's Blake Berman looks at the new Department of Government Efficiency's plan to cut the federal workforce when Donald Trump returns to the White House.